Good day, Grade 1 learners, and welcome to today's subject lesson, which is life skills. My name is Kira Morera, and this lesson is brought to you by the Gauteng Department of Education in collaboration with Sci-Bono Discovery Center and broadcast by Become Research and Development. Right, Grade 1s, let's get started on our lesson for today. And today, our subtopic is all about being at school. But before we can get into that lesson, let's have a look at our lesson objectives. Remember, boys and girls, we've done it quite a bit now. What are our lesson objectives? Our objectives are all of the things that we are going to be learning about in this lesson. And it says here, by the end of this lesson, we should be able to identify names and people that we meet at school. We should be able to identify routines at school, and we're going to be learning all about direction and orientation. Excellent. So, before we can carry on with our activities, let's have a look at our pre-knowledge. And if you can remember what pre-knowledge is, it's what we learned previously. So in the lesson before this one, we learned all about you. Okay, do you remember those lessons when we learned all about the special things that make you very unique? So we learned all about the important details about ourselves. We identified what makes us special. We identified what makes us different. We identified what can make us unique. And lastly, we identified what behavior is kind. So those are all of the things that we learned in the previous lesson. In today's lesson, we need to observe these pictures. So I want you to take a second and look at these pictures really carefully. And then we are going to have a little discussion about them. So let's have a quick look here. Right, I see a little girl. And let's look at this first picture here. What do we see? We see 3 children. They are holding hands, they're wearing a backpack, and it looks like they are walking up to some sort of big gate. There's some flags outside, so I want you to think where you think these children are. Then in this next picture, who are these people? That looks like an older lady, or maybe a mom or a teacher. And what is she putting in the little boy's hands? Sanitizer. She's trying to keep him safe from all of the germs. In this next picture, this little boy is pouring water into some jars. Then we have this little boy and girl. They seem to have a tablet here and a pen and some books. And in this last picture, what does this look like? Where could that be? It looks like some sort of a kitchen. So then we're going to ask the question, where do you think these pictures were taken? Where do you think all of these pictures could have been taken, boys and girls? Have a good look and think about it. Absolutely, these pictures would have been taken at school. You are so very clever. All of those pictures were taken at a school. So now we're going to do an activity where it says, let's list some activities that we can do at school. So the first activity that you do at school is we can play. You can play with your friends, with your teacher, in your classroom or in the gardens. And here are some children jumping on their trampolines together, having lots of fun. The second activity we can do at school is we can read. We can read books, pictures, stories, and all sorts of different exciting things. We learn a lot when we're at school. We learn to do different things. We learn about different things. We play sports at school, some of us. We make lots of friends at school. That is such an important part of going to school, boys and girls. It's not only about learning or reading or counting. It's also about making friends and learning how to be kind to one another. And we do lots of art and drawing at school. Art and drawing is also very important, and it's so much fun to do together at school. So these are just some of the activities that you can do while you are at school. And numbers. Of course, numbers, that is something that we do a lot at school. You learn things like maths and science, where we use numbers to tell us really cool and important things about the world. Right, boys and girls, so now we're going to do some writing together. So I'm going to get out my black pen and we're going to do this together. It says here, let's analyze these different pictures. And it says, who are these people? What job do they do? And could they work in a school? So let's have a look at this first picture here by the star. Who do you think these people are, boys and girls? I want you to look at what they're wearing and what you think they are doing. And you're going to tell me who they are. Who are these two people, boys and girls? These are some teachers, absolutely. So very carefully, we're going to write teachers over here. So these are our teachers. Excellent. There's a boy and a girl teacher. Anybody can be a teacher, boys and girls. It is a really awesome thing to be, is a teacher. Then let's have a look at this picture here. Who could this lady be under there? She's not a teacher. I'll give you a clue. So who else could she be? She sometimes takes care of the children and the teachers. She could maybe be a principal. Absolutely. So we are going to write a principal here. And a principal, boys and girls, is the person who runs the school. So they make sure that all the teachers and students and mummies and daddies and granny and grandpas are all very happy and everything is working well at school. Then who is at the bottom over here? Who are these two people? They are very, very important in our schools. Yes, absolutely. The first man is holding a broom. So he might be a part of the cleaning staff. So we're going to call him the support staff, because he helps the teachers and he helps the principal by giving support, because he takes care of the school. So we're going to say he is the support staff, because without him, our classrooms would be dirty. We wouldn't have beautiful, clean bathrooms. These type of jobs are very, very important inside the school. So the next time you are at school or at the shops and you see somebody taking care of the school, maybe by cleaning it, say hello and say, how are you doing? Give them some good, kind words. And then this man next to the support staff, what do you think he does at the school? I think he gardens at the school. He has his sun hat on, he has a very big spade, and he has a watering can. So he is part of the gardening staff. So we are going to call him the gardener. If you see, there's the gardener. So he takes care of the gardens. Right, and then this lady over here, who is this? What job do you think she does at the school, boys and girls? She drives the bus, indeed. So she is our bus driver. Absolutely, she is the bus driver, sorry. So let's have a look here. Bus drivers are very important, boys and girls, right? Because they bring you, some of us, to school. So let's write here very carefully, bus driver. Excellent. And then these last ladies over here, boys and girls, who do we think they are? They are also very, very important in our schools. Some of our schools have these ladies, some of them don't. But these ladies are very special because they are the school chefs. They help make all of the lunch and the food for all of the children. And that is a very, very important job. So we are going to call them the chefs. So just above them, we're going to say chef. So those are our chefs, boys and girls. And these are all of the different people that have jobs at our schools. Very good job. Right, the next activity that we are going to do is we are going to discuss the different places we get in the school. So the first word that's popped up here is the word bathroom. Can you see bathroom? At school, we all have different bathrooms. That's the first place we can find at school. We also have fields to play sport and to run around on. We have classrooms, which is where all of the learning and the reading happens. We have an office, which is where the receptionist and the principal will sit. And we have a playground, which is where you have all of your fun with your friends. And a library. A library is very important because that's where all of the books are kept. And as we spoke about earlier, books are extremely important, and a library is where you can go and read your books and do your homework. But in a library, you have to be very, very quiet because people are trying to learn and study. Excellent job, boys and girls. Now we're going to look at a little song. So this song is called Classroom, Here We Come, and we're going to read it together. And every time we see the word classroom, we're going to highlight it. So let's go together. Classroom, here we come. And it says, classroom, classroom, here we come. We know we'll have lots of fun, lots of things to make and do. Classroom, here it is again. Classroom, classroom, here we come. Reading, writing, counting too. Classroom, classroom, here we come. We'll know we'll have lots of fun. So that is the song you are going to do. But now we are going to add some clapping into it. So when you hear the word classroom, you're going to clap. Very easy for you guys. So 1, 2, 3, let's go together. Classroom, classroom, here we come. We know we'll have lots of fun, lots of things to make and do. Classroom, classroom, here we come. Reading, writing, counting too. Classroom, classroom, here we come. We know we'll have lots of fun. So I want you to go and practice that. And every time you say the word classroom, give a big clap with your hands together. Beautiful singing, guys. Well done. Right, so now I need you to put on your thinking caps, put on your eyeballs, and we're going to have a good look at this picture. So I want you to analyze this picture. When we analyze, we have a really careful, good look. So I want you to look at absolutely everything, and then we're going to ask some questions. So the first question, it says, what is on top of the red table? So I want you to find the red table, and I want you to tell me what is on top of the red table. Absolutely, on top of the red table, we can see a blue car and some books. Excellent job. And the next one we need to look at, it says, what is above the whiteboard? So here is the whiteboard over here. What is above the whiteboard, boys and girls? There is a big clock. Absolutely. So well done. Above the whiteboard is the clock. Then it says, what is below? Below the clock. What is below the clock? What does below mean? Yes, indeed, the whiteboard is below the clock. So the clock is above the whiteboard and the whiteboard is below the clock. Well done. Can be a little bit tricky, but you can remember those two. And then the next question says, how many numbers are on the whiteboard? So let's count together all of the numbers on the whiteboard. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's draw a big, beautiful number 6 over here. There are 6 numbers on the whiteboard. And our next question says, what is on the left of the blue car? So have a look where the blue car is. We see the blue car on top of the red table. And what is to the left of the blue car, boys and girls? Absolutely, the books are on the left. There's nothing on the right, only on the left. Well done. And then our next question says, how many balloons are above the green present? So let's try find the green present. Have a look if you can find it. Here's the green present over here, and it asks you how many balloons are above the green present. So we have to count. It's asking how many, and let's count together. We have 1, 2, 3. Absolutely. So we have 3 balloons above the green present. Excellent job. Very good. And then the last question asks, what is above the toy tractor? So what does above mean? We learnt above with the whiteboard and the clock, and it says, what is above the toy tractor? So have a look at your picture. See if you can find where the tractor is. Here's our tractor, and it asks, what is above the tractor? Some more books. Can you see there's books above? Well done. I'm going to give you all a very, very big star. Well done. Here's a very excellent superstar for doing such a good job with this activity. Very nice work. Right, now we have to work together again because teacher Kira has gotten herself all lost on the way to school. And she says over here, please help me get from my house to school. And she also says, remember to fill up with petrol. So over here, boys and girls, we have our keywords. And the first keyword is up. Then we have down, left, and right. So let's take our magic pen. Here's teacher Kira's house at the bottom. So let's talk about how she's going to get to school, which is all the way over here. But remember, she has to stop at the gas station, which is over here. So she's going to turn out of her house and she's going to go right. And she's going to go all the way along the road. Then she needs to turn right again. And right up she goes. But then where is she going to go, boys and girls? Is she going to turn somewhere or is she keep going forward or up? Absolutely, she needs to turn right again. And she's going to go all the way right, all the way until she gets to the end of the road. But now remember, she needs to fill up with petrol. So how are we going to get her there? She needs to turn right again at the gas station. And then she's going to turn right. She's going to fill up with petrol. She's going to get back in her car. And we're going to get all the way to school. So when we leave the petrol station, she needs to go left, then left again, then turn right. And there she is, all safely at school. Excellent. So when you are trying to get somewhere, we can use the words up the road, down the road, turn left, or turn right. Excellent job. Very well done. Right, boys and girls, very quickly, we're going to have a look at these pictures and we are going to talk about if we think that these pictures are showing us good behavior at school or bad behavior at school. If it is bad behavior, we're going to put a big red cross next to the picture. So let's look at the first picture here with these girls. What are these two girls doing in the sandpit over here by the circle? Do they look like they're being kind to one another at school? Are they sharing? No, they are not sharing. Do you think that's kind behavior to have at school, to not share? No, so we are going to put a very big red cross. How about the picture of all of the children kicking the ball? Are they being kind and sharing with one another? Yes, they are. They're kicking the ball, they're laughing, they're playing outside. So that is very kind behavior. Then over here in the next two pictures, one person is busy picking up the litter and another person is throwing the litter out of the window. Which one is unkind? The one where he's throwing out of the window. That's very, very bad behavior. So we're going to put a very big red cross through that for bad behavior. And at the bottom picture, that poor boy looks very upset because it looks like the other children are being very mean to him and bullying him. Is it kind to do that to anybody, even if you're not at school? No, it is never a nice thing to be mean to other people and to make them upset. So we're going to put a big cross through that picture. And in this last picture at the top over here, what are all of these children doing? They're listening very nicely to their teacher. They're all sharing the book. They're all waiting their turn and they're listening and being respectful. So that is extremely kind behavior. Excellent job, boys and girls. Let's have a look at all of the things we learned about today. So the first thing we did, if you remember, is we identified the different activities that we do at school. We identified the different people who work at school. And we identified the different places in our school. We also analyzed respectful behavior at school. We looked at all of those pictures that told us about good or bad behavior at school. Well done. You learned so much in that lesson. And the next time I see you, we are learning all about healthy habits and how to look after yourself. So you can see the picture of the little boy brushing his teeth, and that is all that we are going to be learning about in our next lesson together. Right, boys and girls, thank you so much, and I'll see you all soon. Here's Teacher Kira telling you to keep washing your hands. Remember to keep sanitizing, wearing your masks, and maintain your social distance and keep safe. See you next time, boys and girls. Well done, good job, and goodbye.